So inventive, strange color pairings mirroring fun and unusual personality characteristics of your lead characters is really the defining grounds for what makes a score quirky versus just purely comedy. Quirkiness is something that is generated from the character. The music is a mirror in some fashion to the strange qualities, all the little quirks and personality bits that make them a little bit different. And I would say the definition of the music for something quirky would be similar. Lots of strange, unrelated, fun sounds that normally wouldn't belong together suddenly collide together and create this really colorful, silly palette that's both adorable, charming, and just a little offbeat and interesting. Energy is a big part of a quirky score. It needs to have some sort of raw, fun, upbeat nature to it. Inventiveness belongs in that category too. You have to pair things together that wouldn't normally be put together. And so originality of your sound palette is actually a big first step in creating a quirky score. And be bold and colorful with those. Don't just throw lots of little small delicate things together. They need to be very conflicted and very different, but somehow adorable once they're put together. And often you'll find with quirkier films, we're kind of in the same range for comedy when it comes to speed of music, because the edits are usually similar. It's usually medium to fast tempo, although you can be quirky and slow, because there will probably be a slow scene somewhere in the film. They tend to move along a bit. So inventive, strange color pairings mirroring fun and unusual personality characteristics of your lead characters is really the defining grounds for what makes a score quirky versus just purely comedy. For instance, let's play a small clip, just an audio clip from Amelie, and a movie that I think is just quirky in every way because all the characters have all these very strange and fun and adorable quirks about them. And this version of Paris that they live in is also a little bit fantastical from the actual Paris, and the way they use color and just strange cuts in and out of each character's interpersonal space is just a very strange and quirky altogether. So I think the music very well reflects that about all these characters in the story and the place that they live in, or this fantastical version of the place they live. And so here's just a little sound of Amelie with some dueling accordions and some really fun little guitar strums and a lot of little acoustic and electric guitar side melodies and little bells keeping a fun rhythm. So when all of that pairs together, it just creates something fun and adorable, just like the main character in the film. Good. So how about something a little different? I would say this one goes a little to the darker, quirkier side. But here's a clip of music from the documentary, The Unknown Known. And it's just a strange pairing of colors and sounds that normally wouldn't belong together, like, the children's choir and the little toy bells, and then a pipe organ coming in underneath that, and a string orchestra keeping rhythm, bump, 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 just kind of chugging along, pushing the scene forward. And this pairing of sounds that comes together is just not a normal pairing of sounds. And I think even though it's darker and a little moody, it's still very quirky. Great. So I would say that's a very quirky sound, but in a very different way than Amelie was quirky. So instrumentation, like we said before, it's unusual and unlikely pairings of instruments, use of energetic, odd pairings of ensembles at fun tempos, have frequent changes of instrumental pairings, always prioritizing what's most colorful, fun, and offbeat and inventive. If you'd like to learn more film scoring tips like these, sign up for free, and I promise you, these lessons will help you on your journey to becoming an accomplished film composer.